Disclaimer: this video is just based on my own experience. It is not your template. I'm not advising you. I'm not telling you what to do. You're supposed to listen and filter out, what works for you or what may not work for you. Again, it's just my own experience, what I've learned in 2 years of being a mommy. I mean, if you know my journey, we've always talked about how I went from someone who wasn't even interested in motherhood and to someone that is really now enjoying it genuinely. And so what have I learned in 2 years as a mom? Okay, let's get into it.
My name is Oluwaseun Usidamen. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm not feeling too well as I'm recording this video. So if at any point in time you notice that something is off, it's indeed off. But I'm like, you know what? I need to show up. At least let me even record. I know that maybe I was now not too strong enough to edit, but let me even try and push. So if you're here, you're watching, now will be a good time to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment. Okay, so 2 years of being a mom is very interesting. That I'm speaking based on from when my daughter clocked 1. So 1 to before she clocked 2. It's very interesting. I mean, she clocked 2, but 1 to 2. Don't worry, the funny math in my head. So, because I already have a video talking about my first 1 year from 0 to 1. I shared that. You can look for the video. So this is from year 1 to 2. So when she clocks 2, we'll come and do year 2 to 3 as my 3rd year of being in mommy. And I think we'll just keep going to whenever we are tired. So one of the first things I really learned in that period was that nothing lasts forever. I think the first thing I probably would have talked about this in other videos, but the one shocking thing that opened my eyes was breastfeeding. So for me, breastfeeding was one of those shockers, one of those. So it wasn't uncomfortable in terms of my baby. It was more of doing it in public, having to change my wardrobe, finding a wardrobe that will work, having to find a way I can breastfeed comfortably in public. My daughter was very cranky, always crying. So, I mean, that was more of the overwhelming part. When we are indoors, it was even very, easy. I breastfed her till 15 months, right? So when, ended the whole drama, the whole struggle, I was like, this thing will surely have an end, though. Hey! I remember another example is sleepless night. So we're not yet perfect, but the moment my daughter started school, and so she has also this skin reaction. I think I've talked about it too. Yeah, we're able to find a way to make it work better for us. She began sleeping much better. So I went for maybe once a month having a good night's sleep to at least maybe 2 or 3 times a month where I don't have a good night's sleep. So even that big struggle, that big God, when will we sleep again? It ends. Nothing absolutely, lasts forever. And as children grow, as children evolve, because I keep saying it, some of the things that we worry about when we become moms, the truth is they're temporary things. The only thing is you're forever there to be responsible for a child. But even the level of responsibility varies per season. As they get more independent, like it just summary is nothing lasts forever. So don't give yourself too much headache. One day the child will eat well. That child that is maybe a picky eater, one day it will be their own headache to think of what they will eat. It will no longer be your own. I know in that moment, in that season, it feels like, hey God, the world is about to end. How is this? How we'll move on from this. But the moment you pass through that difficult phase and you look back, you're like, wow. Another thing that I learned in the first, 2 years of being a mom is to understand myself as a mother. Know my limits, know my strength, know my weaknesses, know what I can tolerate. You know why this is important? Because I remember, so I used to struggle with a lot of things at the beginning. Maybe it's self-identity, I don't know. There are some moms or there are some women that just really like children. Leave them with 5 toddlers. They're happy. They are okay. Whereas there are people like me. Don't get me wrong. I love children. I love my child. But I know myself. I don't have strength for such. And so instead of trying to be who I'm not, why not leverage on my own strength? There's some things about kids that I can handle, better. Where there's some things that, I know that, see, after a particular time, soon I'll get tired. I need to go and invest in self-care. So I've learned to understand my strength, my weaknesses, my trigger. And I think I am still even understanding it, but it's much better. I've embraced the kind of person I am as a mother. I've embraced it. I am not one that want to have so many children around her. Unless maybe it's necessary. But you'll not see me say, oh, bring a child, bring a child, bring a child. Some people are like that. I'm not like that. And that's okay. So honestly, I had to come to terms. I had to understand. So that another thing is knowing when you are getting overwhelmed, so that you are not taking your frustration, your tiredness, on other people. Learn to communicate and say, guys, I'm probably not, I can't do this right now. Someone else stepping. Right. I think it has also, helped. And yeah, I think knowing my limits. And I think every woman should actually, as you join into motherhood, know what? Some people don't like changing diaper. Some people don't like, some people didn't like, breastfeeding with breast. You rather use a bottle. Like, mama, do what works for you at the end of the day, as long as you are okay. Because you need to be okay to take care of that child, though. You need it. So, second thing is I learned to know my limits, my boundaries, my strength, my weaknesses as a mother. And now this is another thing I'm going to say. And this one's a bit dicey, right? So like I said, it is just my thoughts. You know how I mean, if you're African, you hear a lot of people say, oh, get married, have children quickly, or they'll advise you to have your children back to back. And before I got married, before I even had my daughter, I was like, what was all this noise? Like, what was all the paparazzi about having your children on time if you can, or doing them back to back? And I think it was in this season I fully understood it. I didn't understand in the first year. I had my child early enough. Yet I wish I'd even done it earlier than that. So that by now I'll have given birth to my second child, and that child will have grown. Like, and again, it varies for people. Know what works for you. It all boils down to understanding, yourself, how many kids you want, what you can. So people it's one they can handle. If that's you, please don't give birth to a child and then it's not what you can take in. But I think I just fully understood the importance of having children early if you can, because some other people, they decided they wanted to, but life happens, right? And another interesting part is, now there are different categories of people, and again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Is what I learned, what I observed, what I experienced, right? There are people that I know that are trying to plan towards certain things for their family, but there are people that are just afraid. I have friends like that are just afraid, and I try to encourage them. And the truth is, whatever it is you are running away from, you will still experience it. You will still experience sleepless nights. I'm not cursing you. I'm not a bad, there's some, you will still experience pregnancy. You just give it to the child. So if you wait 2 years, wait 3 years, it doesn't change the process. There is no fast route to it, right? So just embrace. I just have an open mind. Have the right mindset. Choose to see the way God designed it and has intended for it to be. Choose to look, beyond the noise sometimes, or the negativity of it, and choose to define it the way you want it to be defined, for your own personal self. I think the last I'll probably say is, I think I actually really like motherhood, right? I think now, I'm more into the third year, but every single time I look at my child, I'm just happy. I'm just like, God, you choose to, you chose to give me this child. Like, I always imagine that. I just imagine two people came together and a whole human being. Hey, God, it always blows my mind seeing how grow. God, it's a beautiful journey. Honestly, I know that it can be a lot, but in some, it's very interesting. Yes, because every day is something new. Every day you're learning something new. I think, like I keep saying, to thrive, all you need is one, the right mindset and a good support system. Support system that will help you be sane and again help you thrive. Okay, I know it's a very short video, but maybe you two also in your first year, your second year, your third year, whatever it is, let us know what you've learned in your motherhood, journey, and just share some tips with us. Who knows, you may just learn one or two things. If you come this far, you've not subscribed. You've come this far, you not even say, let me even check this page. Maybe there are more valuable content for me. Then what exactly are you doing? Okay, I'm not judging. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.